Anita McNaught joins us live from Ercis. So, Anita, those casualty figures fluctuating. We're seeing some stories of success in getting people out. Do we have any kind of closer idea of what the real figures are now?
No, they don't, because so many people are still lost inside their homes. I mean, the apartment block behind me is an example of one of them, multi-families living over 5 stories. That block is pancaked, and the efforts to get at those they believed were inside it have been slow, painstaking, painful to watch. And now, as you can see, having pulled some dead bodies out of that end of the house, they've brought in some heavier equipment and they're moving the rubble entirely, but it takes an awfully long time. The relatives are standing vigil outside. They've been outside all night, and there are many more buildings here where they haven't even reached that stage of excavation. It's not that they haven't got the equipment, it's just there's so many buildings down here. It's just exceeding the pace at which the rescue services can work. And they're hoping, in all of them, that someone's going to tap on a pipe or call out or implausibly make a call on a mobile phone, and they'll be able to pull some more bodies out. I'm sure they will, but where and how many are still trapped, these are all impossible to calculate at the moment.
And Anita, do we know yet why the scale of this is so large, and what the kind of, or at least the scale of the destruction?
Well, the scale of the destruction is large because the earthquake was large is the first and obvious answer, but of course that's never a simple story. And what the experts here keep on reminding the Turkish authorities is it's not earthquakes themselves that usually kill people, it's the buildings they have the bad luck to be in at the time that kill them. And we see in this town of 150,000 a huge variation in how the buildings here coped with the quakes. Driving up the main street, and this building behind me is on the main street's just to my right. Driving up the main street, we passed by some shops where the glass had blown out of the windows, other shops unscathed. Some places where brickwork had fallen out of the front, other places where there wasn't a crack. Apartment blocks that ended up like the one behind me, one's right next door that didn't show a movement. So clearly there is a wide variation in the kinds of building standards that are applied here, and the results when the test is exercised are clear for everyone to see. The question is, and Turks are asking themselves this, what are they going to do about it this time? Because they had the same conversation nationally with the last earthquake, and the same conversation, that was in 2010, the same conversation nationally when there was a big one north of Istanbul in 1999 that killed somewhere between 10 and 19,000 people, and we're not looking at those kind of figures here. But they know they have a building standards issue. They just don't quite know how to bring the rest of them up to standard.
Indeed, and there was some, you have been reporting since the beginning of this situation, that help has been rather slow to get there. Is that starting to improve?
It's starting to improve. Last night, people were in despair. It was civilians acting entirely on their own, clawing at the rubble with their bare hands, borrowing shovels from neighbours' gardens, recruiting bulldozers from nearby roadworks. It was a desperate scene. People were weeping with the frustration of it. Now, today, we've seen the rescue services swing into action. Where the army is here, the proper search and rescue services are here, the Azerbaijanis are here with some rather good sniffer dogs, and as you can see, people are deploying the building equipment, the pneumatic drills, all the other things they need, I think we could say are here or pretty much here. But they lost crucial time overnight, and that was something that a woman from one of the aid agencies at the headquarters just up the road from me here told me this morning. She said things were slow overnight, time is of essence. You'll have to excuse me shouting over the bulldozer, the dust is terrible too. Time is of the essence. We needed to be reaching people right through the night, and we weren't able to because we didn't have the equipment here that we needed. Again, another lesson for Turkey. They're meant to have this sort of stuff on standby. It's like snowplows when you have snow in the winter. Turkey's going to have earthquakes. That much is certain. Where was the preparation?
Indeed. Anita McNaught, thank you very much indeed for bringing us right up to date there from Turkey.